Hi Cancers, welcome to Lucy the Antigua Tarot, and my name is Lucy, and thank you for visiting, you guys. I'm here to do your tarot reading for the month of March 2017, and here. Now, it's a nice Sunday afternoon, and the afternoon light is coming in and shining on the board, the space for the readings. So let's get started. Okay, one more mix quickly. Okay, and we'll get started. There we go. Okay, Cancers, let's get started. Let's pull out the first card. And you've got the Two of Swords, you guys. Okay, that's your first card. And then you have the Queen of Wands. Pull them this way a little bit. Queen of Wands. And we're doing a 3-card spread. And then you guys have the Magician. With this card, the Two of Swords, we see this woman who's blindfolded and she's holding 2 swords. And though, swords can be very, very heavy, she is managing to balance these swords out very steadily in front of her. She's sitting on a bench, a cubed bench, and it's the same cubed bench that we see the Empress sitting on. And let me just pull this card out so that you guys can see it. Here she is. Okay, here she is. I found her. Here she is. She's also sitting on a cubed bench. Okay, supposedly. So it's making reference to her. Okay. This cubed bench is made out of marble. It's very sturdy. It seems to me that she not only has stability and balance, but she also has wisdom. And wisdom because she understands when it is in her interest not to make a decision or to take any action on a specific situation. She has decided to keep her thoughts to herself. She has decided perhaps to ignore the situation or person or even her own feelings about a situation. The water in the background that we see, it's an opened water. There are no rocks impeding its flow. And we also see behind her the moon. Okay? And with that moon, it feels like it's nighttime, yet the sky is this like aqua blue, a very soothing blue, tranquil blue, and we don't see a single cloud in that sky. So it seems to me, when I see this card, I can just imagine a beautiful, the end of a day. The sky is this beautiful blue and it's crystal clear and it's very calm. There's no sign here of a wind blowing. And if we notice, if we look closely at this image, we can see that the water, like everything else in this image, like the sky, and her balancing those swords, everything is like in position and tranquil, very calm. The movement, it's a subtle, very soft movement. If there's a wind, it's going to be a very soft and gentle wind. And just as the scene behind her has this peaceful quality about it, we see that same quality in her. She's very calm and very accepting of the decision she has taken. And so this card also shares a lot of similarities with the High Priestess card, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are very familiar. So it has reference to the Empress, but it also reminds me a lot of the High Priestess card. And let me pull that card out for you guys too, Cancers. All right, here she is. I just found her. She reminds me a lot of the High Priestess. Also, sitting there very still, also in a cubed bench, with the two towers right next to her. And there's a lot of symbolism in this card too. So I would like to just kind of reference her also, because with the High Priestess, we have the whole idea of entering into oneself, into that inner journey. Another thing that they have in common is that the High Priestess is the number 2 of the major arcana after the Magician, which you have. And then here you have the number 2. But yet, I don't think that she wants to be the High Priestess. She has that energy of the High Priestess, but she might not want to be the High Priestess or like the High Priestess. The High Priestess is all about intuition, and this card is more mental, logical. For her, being blind, confused, not sure what to do, having to look inward for answers, or even being impartial, she can really go either way. She can see or be blind. She can understand or feel confused. She can not be so sure what to do or be really sure what she needs to do. Looking inward for answers or looking for the answers through her logical mind. Being impartial or really being very, very partial, understanding the whole differences between these two energies, these two swords. Now, you have the number 2. So think about this. Number 1 is the essence. Number 2 is the existence. Number 2 is the symbol of duality, of the opposition, of the separation. Also, Cancers, the number 2 is the first number that deviates from the unit being the 1. It deviates from the unit. It deviates from the 1. 2 also admits to the need to deviate. And so for that reason, it symbolizes those things that are corruptible because they're being deviated from the unit. This number also is representative of sexuality, with its separation from the unit in the form of male and female. Okay. Number 2 defines the line. In other words, you have the point where it begins, which is number 1. After the point, you have this line, and it represents, or the continuing forward, or moving away from the one. And it represents the entry to the moment, to that moment in time. And it comes after the indivisible, which is the one with indivisible that cannot be divided, and incorruptible unit, the unit that's indivisible and that's incorruptible. And that is what you have at your center, Cancers. All right, so very good. Now, let me just move these cards out of the way here, because now we're going to be talking about the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands does not have a number, okay, but she is the Queen, okay, and she's Wands. And what does that mean? Now, the kings and queens will tell us what aspects of their personalities we need to incorporate into our lives to become better human beings, right? Or better at living. So this queen with her wand, this Queen of Wands, she's going to be setting clear boundaries, healthy boundaries, healthy limits, to be effective and helpful. And to be effective in what way? In the service she provides for other people. So this queen is telling you guys, okay, to make sure that your boundaries are clear and healthy, especially for you, but also in the way that you work with others, perhaps, how you help others to be more effective. This card is telling us that you pretty much control the four elements. And what are the four elements? Water, air, fire, and earth. Water means emotions, and they're represented by the cups in the tarot card. Air means mental processes, the logical mind, communication, and it's represented by the swords. Earth is represented by the pentacles, and earth, the pentacles are all about finding our way in the material world, and finding that stability and balance in the material world. And fire is, like I said earlier, right? It's all about, it's represented by the wands, and wands represent fire, and it's all about our dreams and desires and hopes and the actions that we take to achieve them. The number one, as the Magician card states, also brings new beginnings, new creations, independence, uniqueness, motivation, moving forward, and progress. There you have your reading for the month of March. Thank you for visiting Lucy the Antigua Tarot. My name is Lucy, and I hope you enjoyed your reading. Spring's coming, and I will see you guys in April. Bye-bye.